All right, so let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. But before we do that, let's go ahead and look around one last time. So like I mentioned, eGMP platform, 800 volt architecture, battery capacity, 84 kilowatt hour battery. It has a range of 231 miles of range. Styling wise, it looks very similar to the GT line, but we do get some different accents. Like the wheels are completely different. They don't look like that triangle one that's currently on the GT line. We also get the neon green brake calipers right there in the back. Looks very nice. This is the yacht blue finish in matte, and especially underneath this LED lighting, it looks really good. We get a sport rear spoiler at the top section. Nice wraparound LED lighting. We also get a full rear diffuser. And then the rear seat section, Alcantara across the whole entire door panel. And this is what the seats look like with recline availability. Full width sunroof over here, Alcantara. The sport bucket seats that we find in the Ioniq 5N is actually implemented into here with some nice neon green accents. And that's pretty much all she wrote. Let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. Now putting into drive, very straightforward. It's a rotor style finish for the shifter. And let's see how this puppy does. So like I was mentioning, dual electric motor, 641 horsepower, 568 pound-feet of torque, sent to all four wheels. And the benefit about this vehicle right here is that this is an EV with an E limited slip differential at the rear. So it is a sport tuned rear differential, which is unheard of when it comes to a vehicle in this class and in this space for the price that it is. Now we're gonna go ahead and go over here to South Dixie and let's see how this vehicle performs. All right, so coming out over here, giving it some gas. Now right now I have it in normal mode and it gets up and goes, which is typical for an EV vehicle of this size. So it is currently raining outside right now, so you know, as when it comes to slippage and stuff like that, the wheels are going to slip a little bit when you do give it some gas, but in normal driving it's actually pretty good. Right now I don't have VGS on, but this is the sport mode. Now if we go into GT and we put VGS on, it does bring a little bit of that internal combustion life into the electric vehicle. And not only that, we do have some paddle shifters, so we can go ahead and have the 8 simulated gear shifter. So if we go ahead and floor it, that is absolutely insane. That feels amazing, man. Whoa. And then downshift, you know, it does have that little rev style finish. So whenever you do downshift, it's almost like a DCT transmission when you shift it. Now, like I mentioned, this one cannot be customizable. So that means you can't have it like the Ioniq 5N where you can change it into rally or anything else. This is actually just one exact sound the whole entire time. And like I said, you have 8 gear selects to go ahead and choose from. So just keep that in mind. Man, that thing, you press on that accelerator and it just gets up and goes, man. Holy cow. Wow, you can really feel that limited slip differential at the rear actually distributing power a lot better than what you would feel if this vehicle did not have a limited slip differential. The way that it hunkered down entirely for this all-wheel drive setup, and then what it did is it kind of shifted power to each wheel to go ahead and gain grip so that it can propel you forward. That is impressive, very impressive. Oh my goodness gracious, this is something else. The way that this car feels, even in the suspension setup, because I kind of have it right now in its harshest suspension setup, the bumps don't feel as bumpy. This is not like kind of like a BMW where when you have a suspension that can be tuned differently when you're in different drive modes, it, you know, firms up so bad that it feels so jittery and gross for when you're driving. This feels a lot better. This is nicely tuned, it's sport tuned, but it still has that level of comfortability that I would look for when it comes to a vehicle entirely. Now this does have the regenerative braking, so once you let off the gas, it does have that enabled. This feels so fun to drive and maneuver. Look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. Oh my God, that is absolutely ridiculous. Holy crap. Hats off to the whole entire Kia team for making a vehicle that feels this good, and it's an EV. Not many can make an EV as fun as what Kia just did over here. That was impressive. The overall feel that when you were to go ahead and kick down your foot, the traction control at the rear, even though I do have the traction control off, that limited slip differential helps out so much. It is absolutely impressive. Now let's go ahead and actually reverse it into the bay right here. So my overall final thoughts with this vehicle: I love it. I think it's something that you have to try. The suspension setup is a huge thing for me. I like when the suspension setup is something where it's not too harsh for the occupants at all, especially the driver. I don't like it when it's too firm like what the Hyundai has. It's a lot more firmer than what this is. Also, the power delivery in here. Once you put your foot on the accelerator, it goes, you know, that 641 horsepower really comes through. You can really feel that hunker down at the rear, the limited slip differential. I know I spoke about this before, but it is a huge thing to have in an electric car. Whether it's something that shouldn't be an electric car or it should be, I believe it should be something that's an electric car, because you do need a little bit more help when it comes to slippery roads like that. That is very, very important. Now, when it comes to the interior, I love the overall interior. I love seeing outside of the vehicle. The windscreen, the way that it kind of just comes towards you is a lot better. You can see out great when it comes to this, especially at stoplights. You can still see the stoplights when you are at the front line. This interior, the seats, the bucket style seats that are powered, heated and cooled seats, which is absolutely impressive for these type of seats. You know, usually when you see bucket style seats in this class and at the price point that it's at, they don't have heated and cooled seats, as well as a heated steering wheel. Steering wheel wise, feels great. The 9-3 grip is absolutely amazing, feels amazing. Honestly, you need to get your hands on one of this and try it out for yourself. But with that being said, once again, thank you to South Dade Kia for allowing me to film this vehicle, as well as Angel V. Make sure to go ahead and contact him. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll see y'all in the next video. Make sure to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Peace.